done is added some scrap grey fabric to the sides and bottom, top, whichever one you want to call it, to make it the same size, because it was scrap material of another project anyway. I've cut out a piece of wadding batting. You could use a towel, a tea cloth if it was large enough, or sew a couple together, a blanket, a flannel blanket, anything, so it's padded, because at the end of the day this is one, to protect your jars so that they don't go straight from being very, very hot and your canner onto a cold work surface, and two, it's also for you to practice on, so you don't need to go out and buy wadding. You can use a towel, same as I said, you can use a towel or anything else, but you put whatever you're using for the middle of your canning mat or quilt, you put down first. On top of that, and the right way up, you put what's going to be your backing. Smooth it all out. And then face down, so that's right side down, so you'll have the right side of your backing together with the right side of your top there. I'm sure it's on there, and then you want to sew about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, but leave about 6 inches of the side open so you can flip it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to the sewing machine and sew 1/4 of an inch, thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact, you can do 1/2 an inch if you want. There's no canning mat police around. So you can do, as long as you leave an opening, that's all that matters. And basically leave an opening about as wide as your own hand, and go round and come back at the opening, remembering to back stitch at the start and then at the finish, because when you're flipping it, the stitches will take a lot of pressure and tension, so you don't want them coming undone. So back stitch at the start and at the end. So I'll do that and I'll come back to you. Now it's sewn all the way around, and I have left an opening so I can get my hand in. So now it's a case of trim the batting down, and where, oh, you can't see it too easy on that one there, so I've used white cotton as well. Where you've pivoted at the corner, so you can turn the corner, cut across there. So once I've trimmed the sides up, you can use a rotary cutter for this, or your scissors. It's not essential to have a rotary cutter. If you've only got scissors, that's fine. But where your corner is, cut close to your stitches, and that will help it to turn. So I'll trim it all down and then come back to you. Right, so now I've trimmed it down and I've cut all my corners. You want to now put your hand in the opening, not between the backing and your wadding batting, between the top and the bottom. Put your hand right the way in. That's why I said leave your hand width, and grab your bottom corner on both and pull. And this stitch and flip method means that you don't have to do binding, so that's a bit easier. And there it is. And all we've got to do is pull out the corners. Now I've got this little paintbrush that I use the end of it to push the corners out, because you have to be careful. If you use your scissors, you could punch a hole right the way through, and you don't particularly want that. So just put your arm in again and find your corner. And poke it so it's nice, sharp. Roll it, and that will help it to get, as you can see, really nice sharp corner to it if you roll it. I'll do all the rest of them. That's all my corners now out. Smooth it down and flatten it with your hands, and you need to close your end in. So because you've sewn it and flipped it, it wants to turn over, but make sure your wadding doesn't tuck down that far and it's not in the seam. So there. I'll do it better and at the sewing machine, and then stitch about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch across your opening to seal that down, and then just carry on all the way around, and then it looks like you've just top stitched it all and you've not flipped it. So I'm going to do that at the sewing machine now. I've pinned the opening, so now I'm going to top stitch to close the opening and go all the way around. And I've been using white cotton, so I think I'm going to carry on using white cotton. After all, it's only for me, so it doesn't matter. Now I don't back stitch here, because when I've gone all the way around and back at this point, I go over my stitching and then back stitch. It means that you don't have two lots of back stitching showing. Oh, nice and slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Take your pins out before you sew over them. It's not going to do your sewing machine any good. In all the years I've been sewing, I have never once yet sewn over a pin. Having said that, I'll probably do it tomorrow. Not today, not now, because I've just taken the last pin out. And that's the opening closed, so now top stitch. Oh, I've got a tip for you as soon as I get to the next corner. Tip coming up. If it's bulky and your sewing machine does not particularly want to sew over it when you pivoted and it doesn't want to go forward, one thing you can do is get some material, some scrap, fold it over again, and then slip it under your foot but at the back, so that basically the foot of the sewing machine is now level. It's got bulk at the back of it and bulk at the front, and it will go over better and start sewing. And there's no way it can sew that because it was behind the needle. Sorry about that. Yes, it's an estate and some people play their, what they call music loud. I'm nearly back at the start. Put your threads, and there's your canning mat. Now to quilt this, you can just stitch in the ditch, which is all your seams. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this opportunity to try free motion quilting and do a different pattern than I normally do. So I'll be doing free motion quilting on it. But I'm in the middle of doing another project. It's a table runner, and I'm just stitching in the ditch here. And as you can see, oh, you possibly can't see, you can on the back. This is just that plain grey, and I've stitched in the ditch all the seams, but you can see them on the back, and it's nicely quilted. I haven't finished this as yet. It's just I started it yesterday, and this is as far as I got. So I'll finish it off tomorrow possibly, although I've got a lot of canning to do, so I want to get that canning mat done. But I much prefer that than what I was originally going to do. But that fabric has not gone to waste.